Breaking confirmation has rocked Los Angeles. The Dodgers have officially lost their superstar player, and the fallout is massive. Fans are stunned, insiders are scrambling for answers, and the entire season suddenly feels like it's hanging by a thread. Losing a cornerstone this critical doesn't just change the lineup, it reshapes the team's identity, momentum, and championship hopes. The big question now is what happens next. Will the front office scramble for a blockbuster replacement, or will the roster be forced to rally under crushing pressure? One thing is certain, this shocking development has changed everything. Just confirmed. Dodgers fans, this is the news you were hoping you wouldn't hear today. The Los Angeles Dodgers, a team built on championship aspirations, high expectations, and superstar talent, have just lost their biggest name in a way that changes everything for the franchise. This isn't speculation, this isn't rumor, this isn't just talk around the league, it's confirmed, and it's sending shockwaves through baseball. When you think of the Dodgers in recent years, the conversation has always been about star power. Whether it was Clayton Kershaw dominating the mound, Mookie Betts becoming the spark at the top of the lineup, or the mega signing of Shohei Ohtani creating a once-in-a-lifetime baseball spectacle, the Dodgers' formula for success has been clear: stack talent upon talent, build a powerhouse, and chase rings every single season. But now, with this latest development, the blueprint is crumbling, and fans are left stunned, wondering if this is the beginning of the end of the dynasty they thought was coming. So, what exactly happened? Why is the Dodgers' biggest superstar suddenly gone, and what does it mean moving forward? Well, let's break this down. This story is not just about one player walking away. It's about the ripple effect across the clubhouse, the front office, and the fanbase who just watched their championship dreams take a brutal hit. First, let's be clear, this was not the way anyone thought this season was going to unfold. The Dodgers went into the year with sky-high expectations, projected as favorites to win it all. With Ohtani's blockbuster deal and the core of Betts, Freddie Freeman, and a healthy rotation, it felt like a new golden era for Los Angeles baseball. Analysts were already penciling them into the World Series. But baseball, as we know, has a way of humbling even the most stacked rosters. Injuries, slumps, and behind-the-scenes tension can undo months of preparation. And now, with this superstar loss, the narrative has flipped overnight. Reports confirmed earlier today that the Dodgers' cornerstone player is officially unavailable for the foreseeable future. Whether through a devastating injury, a shocking departure, or a personal decision, the outcome is the same: the Dodgers lose not only their production on the field, but also their heartbeat, their leader, their most irreplaceable presence. Think about it, this is a guy who fans paid to see, who other players looked up to, who management built their entire strategy around. Losing him is like removing the engine from a car. It may look good on the outside, but the machine doesn't run the same without it. And here's where it gets even more concerning: the timing could not be worse. The Dodgers are in the thick of a season where every game matters, where the division is competitive, and where postseason seeding could determine whether they dominate October or collapse under pressure. Now they're faced with a gaping hole in the roster, and no easy answers on how to fill it. Fans have taken to social media in disbelief. Some are in shock, some are furious, and others are already calling for front office changes. You see messages like, "How could this happen? We were supposed to have the best team money could buy, and there goes our championship window." This isn't just disappointment, it's heartbreak for a fanbase that has lived through highs and lows, always expecting the Dodgers to rise above adversity. And for the organization, it's a nightmare scenario. But let's look deeper. What does this actually mean for the Dodgers on the field? Without their superstar, the lineup loses its anchor. That's fewer home runs, fewer RBI, fewer game-changing moments. Opposing pitchers suddenly don't have to navigate the same gauntlet of fear. The balance shifts, the intimidation factor drops, and the Dodgers become more vulnerable. In baseball, where momentum and confidence are everything, that shift can change the course of a season. And don't forget the clubhouse dynamic. Superstar players aren't just performers, they're leaders. They set the tone, they bring confidence, they inspire the young guys, and they keep everyone locked in during tough stretches. Remove that leader, and suddenly questions start to creep in. Who steps up? Who fills that void? Can someone like Freeman or Betts carry the emotional load? Can the young players rise to the occasion? Or does the entire team feel the weight of the absence, leading to a spiral of inconsistency? These are the questions the Dodgers now face. It also raises massive concerns about the front office's plan. The Dodgers have always prided themselves on building depth, on having the resources to withstand adversity. But this loss feels different. You can't just replace a generational player. You can't plug in a minor leaguer and expect the same impact. Sure, they may look to trades, to free agency, to creative solutions, but every option is limited, and every move comes with risk. And here's the kicker: other teams know the Dodgers are desperate. That means any trade will come at a steep price, potentially mortgaging the future to patch a hole in the present. And let's not ignore the financial side. We all know how much money this organization has invested into its stars. Ohtani's contract alone shook the sports world. Add in Betts, Freeman, and other high-profile signings, and the payroll is massive. Fans expect results when you spend at that level. But now, with one of their biggest assets gone, the return on investment looks shaky, and critics are already pointing fingers at ownership and management. But here's where things get even more dramatic. This isn't just about baseball, it's about legacy. The Dodgers were supposed to be building one of the greatest dynasties in MLB history. Year after year, they've been the team to beat, the team with the resources, the team with the vision. But dynasties are fragile. They depend on health, consistency, and chemistry. Lose one superstar, and suddenly the whole structure feels unstable. Could this be the moment historians look back on and say, that's when the Dodgers' empire started to crumble? It might sound extreme, but that's the level of impact we're talking about here. Of course, the players aren't giving up. If you listen to the Dodgers clubhouse, you'll hear the usual lines about next man up and we still believe. And to their credit, this team is full of talent. Betts and Freeman are still elite, the rotation still has arms that can dominate, and the farm system always produces surprises. But here's the reality: baseball is not just about talent on paper. It's about chemistry, belief, and momentum. Losing a superstar can crush all three, and that's why the road ahead is so uncertain. The pressure is now on manager Dave Roberts like never before. Every lineup decision, every bullpen move, every motivational speech will be scrutinized. Fans will demand answers, media will speculate endlessly, and the players themselves will feel the weight of expectations. Roberts has been through ups and downs, but this challenge might be his biggest test yet. How do you keep a team focused and fighting when their most important piece is gone? And then there's the league-wide reaction. Don't think for a second that other teams aren't celebrating this news. Rivals in the division smell blood in the water. The Giants, Padres, and Diamondbacks all see an opportunity to seize control of the NL West. Teams across the National League are readjusting their scouting reports, realizing the Dodgers are not as intimidating without their superstar. In October, playoff opponents won't fear the same juggernaut. The Dodgers' loss is the rest of the league's gain, and that's a hard pill for Los Angeles fans to swallow. But here's the twist: sometimes, adversity creates opportunity. Sometimes, losing a superstar forces a team to rediscover its identity, to rally around one another, to prove the doubters wrong. We've seen it before in sports. The injury or departure that looked like a death sentence ends up becoming the spark that ignites a miracle run. Could the Dodgers turn this into one of those stories? Could a young player step into the spotlight, write his own legend, and keep the dream alive? It's possible, and that's what makes this next stretch of baseball so fascinating. Still, there's no denying the pain right now. Dodgers fans woke up today expecting another chapter in a season of glory, and instead they got devastating news that changes everything. Losing a superstar is more than a roster move, it's an emotional gut punch, a shift in identity, and a reminder that no matter how powerful an organization seems, nothing in sports is guaranteed.